Welcome, bienvenue, welcome in, come on in. Welcome to what we're going to do here. This relates to the BONHAM engine. Here's a quick link to the BONHAM engine. It's a video that I put up a while back. There it is. Click on it, open it in another window if you're at your desktop, and just hold it for a while. I also have a thing called the Copeland engine, which was related. It's only named after. Copeland just kind of used to fight around with it. But what it is, they're all variations on the same thing. And that thing really is, it's single strokes. Real quick on the BONHAM engine, a primer, just real fast. You're doing single strokes with all four limbs. It's just that your right hand and your left foot are striking at the same time, and your left arm and your right foot are striking at the same time and alternating. So there's the BONHAM engine video. Just check that out. You'll see. So what we're going to do here, this is going to be real fast. It might be one of my shortest videos ever, is we're essentially what we're doing is we're just doubling up the amount of strokes that the hands are doing, keeping the feet the same. Okay, like in economics, holding that constant. So in the BONHAM engine, see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right hand and left hand alternating, left foot and right foot alternating, but they're crisscrossing, okay? Remember, same time, we're going to double up the hands. So that's all we want to do with this, okay? It's actually, in so many ways, it actually can be a massive pain in the butt because you're not used to, even if, there's even a period of time, even if you kind of get used to the transition from them back and forth seems funky because what happens is you're making the big leap from the more difficult BONHAM engine, like your right foot kind of isn't used to being, oftentimes people are so used to the right foot being on the one, like if we're doing the marching engine, okay, like. Okay, the marching engine coming down the pipeline. But in the BONHAM engine, that's not what's happening. It's as if we have, let's say, the left foot doing the time. Okay, but then the right foot's alternating. So the right foot is taking over the sub-beat, which is unusual for that part. Like your right hand still gets to be on the one. How come the right foot can't? Sorry, buddy, that's just the way it goes. Okay? So, but doubling up the hands then. Okay, that's what we're going to do. If you just do the left foot, like easy enough, right? You're like, oh, that's what's happening. 1, 1. Because that's what this is. And that has all kinds of uses because, like you wouldn't believe, especially in John Bonenberg, like in the Moby Dicks, especially the early versions of Moby Dicks where there was so much straight up BONHAM engine all over the place in it. Still happened later, you know, especially in the cool part coming out of the that's BONHAM engine. It is BONHAM engine, but not like it was in the older days, as personified in the 1970 Royal Albert Hall Moby Dick, which, by the way, George and the fellas at PFOZ, People's Front of Zeppelin, just put up a Moby Dick the other day. So here's a link to that Moby Dick, where George is really paying homage hardcore to the 1970 style Moby Dick. In fact, the 1970 one we see from January 9th, 1970, that is so famous. BONHAM, George BONHAM is killing that stuff, okay? And it's a great learning tool, that video, because with YouTube now you can slow it down to 75, slow it down to 50, and you can really see what George is doing there and here, okay? Something that you really can't do with the Royal Albert Hall as such, because remember, that's film. When they shot that back in the day, it was 24 frames per second on 16 millimeter film. So there's some blurring that would go on. You know what I mean? But with George, it's straight up video. It's straight like it's not chunk chunk. Well, I mean, it is in the sense, I guess, that like digital, right? You have digital, chunk, 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 but the samples are so small, you'll see it a lot better versus the straight up 24 per second you get with the real. Anyway, so that's really the whole thing today, okay? So bottom engine. We're just going to double the hands. Okay? So that's really it. Okay? I mean, see where that's going? Well, actually, that's if you're going faster. That's kind of if you're doubling it up even from there. But you know where we're going with this, okay? Essentially, we're just going to double it up. Okay, that's what's happening. And just real fast, sometimes the transition back and forth from the bottom engine to that will kind of rely on, are founded on, sometimes like the difficulty people have with really lining up, you know, on the top we have our right on the top with our left on the bottom, and our left on the top with our right on the bottom. When we switch to doubling it up, what happens is the right arm on top takes over, striking at the same time as the left, and then the right foot alternating. So becomes, which is easier to do. But this has all kinds of implications in Drumberg, but also Bonnenberg, especially as related to when we get into books like stick control and stuff, which is really just all some very ingenious drummer back in the day, and drummers over the years who have their own versions of it. It's all basic common sense stuff that you do and get like every permutation and combination down, right? You know, starting like with, you know, singles and then paradiddles and doubles. And you don't have to go berserk with all the permutations, but especially in Bonnenberg, it's nice to get the paradiddles and the paradiddle-diddle portions and sort of the double paradiddle-diddles kind of sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 1, the 2, and the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 1, the 2, and the... Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. So just open your bottom engine part of your brain and work on it. Again, you look at the video I did on the bottom engine. All you're going to do is you're going to double up your hands, okay? Again, work on the transition back and forth from it. And that's just really so helpful. That's really it. So more videos on the way. Again, you have to check out PFOZ, People's Front of Zeppelin, that George and the guys just put up a Moby Dick. Again, that pays homage to the 1970 January 9th, where George is killing that stuff. But also it's a teaching video. Slow it down and watch what George is doing there, okay? So thank you for watching. More videos on the way. And what else? There was something else. Well, Christmas is coming. What I would like for Christmas from everybody would be send me a bag of Matt's chocolate. Well, I don't know if you can get Matt's chocolate chip cookies anywhere but the Midwest. So scratch that. But there'll be videos before Christmas time. But everybody, thank you for watching. Everybody who's watching, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I have over 850 frickin' videos. I got a lot of videos. I got drum covers, drum lessons, wacky stuff, this and that, these and those. Vintage, like talking about vintage snares and vintage cymbals and stuff. It's like a drum cornucopia of drum stuff, my channel is. Bonzolium, okay? Thank you for watching. More videos on the way. Yes, sir.